Hi everyone, welcome back to mypaperpassion.com. This is Gabrielle, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to create this quick and simple thank you note. It is after Christmas now, and you probably have a few thank you cards that you need to send out to loved ones and friends, and this is going to be one that I hope will be very easy for you to create, to send out. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'd like to show you is the paper stack that we're going to be using to create this card. I am using the Homemade Holiday Collection by Simple Stories, and I picked this stack up at Michael's about a month or so ago, and I got it 50% off, so it was $9.99. And now they have all their Christmas stacks. Since it's after Christmas, they have all their stacks on clearance for 60% off. So if you'd like to get this stack, now would be the time to do it. It has beautiful warm colors, and some more traditional Christmas colors, but they're very warm and very cozy feeling. So I really love this stack. So the dimension of this card is 6 by 4 1/4, so it's not your traditional A2 card. It's a little bit longer. So what you're going to need to do is first start off with your base, and I'm going to set the card over to the side there. So you're going to start off with the base, and it's going to measure 12 inches by 4 1/4. And I'm going to take my Martha Stewart scoring board and just score this at 6 inches. Okay, so now we have our base, and again, it measures 6 by 4 1/4. So now what we're going to start doing is simply building our card. So I'm going to take this first layered piece here. This first piece also comes from the Simple Story stack, and this piece measures 6 by 3 1/2. So I'm just going to take my ATG gun and adhere it to the base of my card. Alright, so my next piece that we're going to be adding is this banner, and I cut this banner out using my Silhouette Cameo, and I'll put the file number at the bottom of the screen there. And if you did not have a Cameo, you could simply take a rectangle, and this measures, let me line it up here. This measures 5 1/2 inches long, and it's 3 inches, so 3 by 5 1/2. And if you didn't have a silhouette, you could simply just cut a triangle through at the bottom to make the banner. So this is not going to, I'm not going to adhere this onto my base just yet, because this is actually going to be put up on dimensionals after I have the rest of the layers. So my next piece, I'm going to move the card over. I'm going to be adding, building on this banner, is going to be this red piece here. Now this is the piece that our little tag is going to go on. This tag was cut out from the Holiday Collection, Homemade Holiday Collection, and I'm simply going to first kind of layer it on this red piece. So I'll do that first, move this over. So now that this is all put together, I am ready to add some dimensionals, and I'm just using my Sticky Do dimensionals from Hobby Lobby. Now we are ready to adhere it to the very top of the card. And I'm going to lift my card up because, again, I need to make sure that it is on and it's straight and everything's lined up. Okay, so now we have our card, a good amount of our card put together. So now we're ready to move on to the next step, and that is to add our baker's twine. I'm using this twine that I purchased at Target in their dollar spot. It's a kind of has a little Christmas feel to it. It's cream and it has a little bit of gold intertwined in there as well. So I'm just going to run this through the underneath my little banner, and because I put the banner on dimensionals, it's going to make it very easy to just run it through underneath there. Alright, so now I'm going to take my ribbon, and I always end up cutting off too much, but that's okay. You know, I'm not too worried. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So I'm just going to tie it right underneath this red portion here. And I want my bow to be towards the left side. So I'm going to first kind of pull it like that. And I'm just going to tie it. Just like you would if you were tying your shoes. I'm going to tie it like that. And then now I can kind of still play with it if it's not positioned the correct way, because it's not really tied down just yet. So I want it right underneath that red card there. There we go. So now that it's there, I'm going to just tie another little knot in the twine like this. Oh yeah, I use way too much. That's okay. You can always just use it. So I'm just going to tie like a little knot there just to kind of keep it in place and stop it from shifting as much. Now you can see it doesn't move as much. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to actually flip my card over, because when I tie my bows, for some reason I always end up that the bows end up at the top and at the bottom. So to fix that, I always flip my card over so that the ends of my ribbon are in the right spot. Okay, so I want my ribbons to face down that way, and usually they're the opposite unless I flip my card. Okay, so now here's what we have so far. Now I have way too much, again, twine, so I'm just going to first of all make my my little loops here just a little bit smaller. I don't want them gigantic. So once I get them the size that I want, which is what I have now, I'm going to cut off the ends, a little bit of that, just like that. And then we have kind of our bow there. And I'm going to play around with that. I always play with my ribbon a little bit just to get it exactly to where I want it to be, to get it looking exactly. And you know, you can do the same thing. And I'll probably end up cutting a little bit more off. Just a little bit there, a little bit more there. Okay, perfect. So now I'm almost done, but I'm not quite done yet. I'm going to now take my We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder punch, and I'm going to be cutting using the 1/2 inch corner rounder. So there's a 1/2 inch side and the 1/4 inch side. I'm going to be using the 1/2 inch side, and I'm just going to round the corner. Whoop! Just going to round the corner of my card here. Okay, now that I've rounded my corners, I'm just going to show you very quickly what I did with the inside. I'm not going to do this on camera, but I do want to show you what it looks like. So the first thing that I did is I created a pattern inside to this card. And the cardstock that I'm using, the Simple Stories, it's not a double-sided cardstock, so I created my own. And what I did is I simply took a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 12 inches. I scored it at 6 inches. Rounded the corners using my corner punch, and then I folded it like this, placed it in the inside, and then with my ATG gun just attached it before I attached the sentiment in the inside. And I would suggest doing this part the very last before you put this in. I try to create the pattern paper by attaching 2 pieces together at the beginning, and it just didn't work that way. So this is really a last step that you're going to do. After I have my pattern inside, and I also use my printer to print off my sentiment, my thank you sentiment, and I just attach that to the inside of the card, and so you have your final product is a pattern piece of paper, but then it also has a very nice sentiment. And again, I use the same cardstock, I use the same pattern papers, and so everything coordinates very, very well together. So that is our card for today, and I hope you all like it. Thank you so much for stopping by mypaperpassion.com. And if you get a chance, please feel free to stop over to the blog and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.